What's up, buddy? How you doing? How's your day going? Are you excited for the Fantastic Four? This is not the one that's coming out. This is the Josh Trank Fantastic Four I'm looking at right now, which was one of the great stories from Hollywood, where they let this guy direct the Fantastic Four movie, and he kind of screwed it up, so they had somebody else come in and fix it. And then right before the movie comes out, Josh Trank goes, well, you know, I made a good movie, but the one that's about to come out is going to suck. When you have a major Hollywood release coming out, you get in a lot of trouble if right before they release the movie, you say it's going to suck. You kind of get blacklisted from Hollywood, as I think Josh Trank did. But now we've got a new Fantastic Four coming. It's got Pedro Pascal, because he's got to be in everything for some reason. I do not understand the love for Pedro Pascal. I don't know who else is in this. You know, I was going to give a whole speech about how I don't understand why anybody would care about the Fantastic Four. Because they've always kind of been, it's weird. They're like the first family of Marvel Comics. They're what kickstarted Marvel Comics, but then nobody really likes them that much. I think the reason for it is, I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but I want to talk about it for a second. I think the problem is that it's like the family dynamic. It's just like a dad and his wife, and they got kids, and it's like, I don't know, it is less interesting than these lone wolf heroes who have like actual issues other than, you know, I'm a dick and my wife hates me. I'm sure somebody out there knows the Fantastic Four lore, and they're going to tell me I'm completely wrong. They're a very interesting super team. But it seems like everybody always, if you like anybody from the Fantastic Four, you don't like Reed and Sue Storm. You like the Human Torch and the Thing, because they got problems. They're lone wolf guys, you know, going and getting in relationships, getting into fights, whatever. Okay. So we got a new Fantastic Four movie coming out. We all know Marvel makes no sense right now. Kang's gone. Deadpool and Wolverine set up nothing? I don't know. Originally, Deadpool and Wolverine was supposed to set up Kang. Maybe we'll make a video talking about that. They had to scrap everything. But we now have #1 on trending, Fantastic Four First Steps, July 25th. And this is the Fantastic Four trailer. Now, I have not watched this yet. I have heard a lot of people like it. A lot of people like it. A lot of people are saying it actually looks good. So maybe it's good. Let's just say, yeah, let's watch it. Let's find out.
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
We make a point to do family dinner every week. Sunday at 7, on the dot, no matter what.
I hate him as Reed Richards. I just don't buy it. First of all, it's the, what is this? The 40s? The 50s? You're going to tell me, what is Pet? Is he Mexican? He's some sort of Spanish. You're going to tell me a Spanish guy is on top of the world? Should be a white guy. It's the 50s. All right, let's go.
We're all here.
Marvel Studios.
Herbie, how's that sauce coming? Yeah, I'll be the judge of that. Okay. Okay, is this guy good or what?
I heard a lot of people, I did see a lot of tweets of people complaining about the Thing's voice. It sounds fine to me. I know people are used to the Michael Chiklis, like, super gruff voice, but I mean, he's got a deeper voice. It still works. I don't have a problem with that. The whole 50s aesthetic, I think it's smart. It explains why the Fantastic Four were not around for all this Endgame nonsense. I assume they've been trapped in a time portal, and now they're going to get zapped into the current age. So this is going to be their setup origin of them in the 50s. I think that's smart, and it's interesting. It's better than all the superhero movies that we've had that are all the exact same thing. Maybe they could do something interesting with this time period. Should I know this actress? I don't know any actress names.
I want to add a couple cloves of garlic. Not because it's not delicious, I just want to add a little bit of zip, okay?
All right.
-5.
Before we went up the first time, you couldn't turn invisible. Ben wasn't a rock.
The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah. Best looking, he means.
And Johnny never caught fire.
So I do have to pause this every couple seconds because otherwise I'm going to get immediately copyright claimed. This 50s aesthetic, I mean, it works for me. It is something that Marvel's done a lot with already. You know, like WandaVision and even all the stuff with, like, Howard Stark, Tony Stark's father. They like to revisit this kind of, like, golden age of America type thing, which makes sense for the superhero universes, especially because that is the birthplace of where a lot of these heroes came out of, was the 50s and 60s. So it's cool. It's cute. I wonder if they're going to actually do anything with it. Like, is there a reason it needs to be in the 50s other than it just makes sense of the time period? Or are they actually going to covers some of what's going on this post-World War II. I mean, you've obviously got the space race, astronaut type stuff going on. Are they going to be fighting Russians? Oh, it'd be cool if they had the Winter Soldier just make a little appearance in there. Let's see. Woo!
Ben has always been.
I will say this: we do have to be happy that they didn't. Look, read a little bit Spanish, fine. But at least, you know, Invisible Woman, it's a blonde white lady. Johnny Storm, it's her brother. It's another blonde guy. Okay? At least they didn't decide to change everybody's race and gender for no reason. I know Silver Surfer is supposed to be a lady, but I'm going to say Silver Surfer is like an alien entity, and it doesn't really count.
Rock.
Ben has always been a rock.
Johnny.
Hi.
And I am right here. Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it together.
Whoa, are they going to fight Gandalf? What is that? That's a weird shot for the trailer. Well, you know what? This is one of those things where all the guys who read all the Marvel comics go, oh, that's Zanzalon, the Galfadar. You know, for me just watching it, I go, why'd you just have a random cut to an old guy? Is that supposed to be... No, I was going to say, is that Doctor Doom? But no, because Doctor Doom is now Tony Stark. Well, I don't know what's going on. Galactus! Oh my god! Why are they calling it First Steps? Just call it Fantastic. I mean, so that's obviously, again, a reference to the space race. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. But First Steps. Presented in Fantastivision. I assume that's a joke. That's not actually a screen format. So I don't know. Oh, is this like the... Oh, that's the... What do you call it? That's the stage. What is the Beatles stage? Was it Ed Sullivan? Beatles? Ed Sullivan? The famous stage where they got all the arrows pointing at them. Yeah, here it is. Ah, look, I'm not an idiot. I understand your historical reference. There's the Beatles playing on the Ed Sullivan Show, and here's the Fantastic Four replication of it. So is this them on a TV show? The lighting does not look like TV show lighting. I mean, here's what I'm going to say is I don't understand. Like, it looks fine. But I'm seeing, like, a lot of people online being like, oh, my God, what an incredible trailer. It didn't really tell me anything other than it looks well shot. You know, cinematography looks good. Characters look good. Humor seems like your typical Marvel humor, goofing around, cooking stuff with the robot. They definitely nailed the 50s aesthetic. So, yeah, I mean, this looks fine. But here's what I'm also going to say is from the vibe of this, I'm like, how is this different from any other superhero origin story? Like, what is going to set this apart? Superhero origin stories, I'm so bored with them because they write themselves. It's just literally normal people. Well, here's one thing that might be a plus. How much time are they devoting to the going up in space? We're normal guys and we go up in space. It kind of seems like this is like file footage, so they're looking back on it. It kind of seems like the movie's going to skip the whole, we're just normal guys, whatever. Oh my God, now we have powers. It kind of seems like maybe they've had powers for a year or so. It kind of is jumping into it. They already have suits. They're already doing stuff. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that we don't have to go through a bunch of like even this stuff of, you know, the Thing having to be like, oh my God, I'm a monster. And it's always complicated because these movies are for kids, right? And there's some kids who don't know the Fantastic Four. So for them, yes, it's going to be like new and exciting. For the rest of us, it's like, well, I've seen these story beats the last time you made these Fantastic Four movies, which were not that, what would those come out, 20 years ago? You know, they're still, it's not like they're ancient movies. It's like people have seen them. So it's really going to come down to, is this story have some, is it just the Galactus story? Who's the old guy? They're doing Galactus, which is cool. We're going to have a big guy trying to eat Earth, is what I assume. And maybe that'll, I just, here's the thing. It feels to me like one of those things where, like, if you watch it, you'll have a good time, fine. but at the end of the day, it also feels like you can just skip it, you know? And that's been a big problem with a lot of this Marvel stuff, is that it's like, which of them are actually giving you something that you haven't gotten elsewhere before? You know? Like, I'm going to say watching, you know, Civil War and Endgame, they kind of, you know, and even what was it, Captain America, Winter Soldier, like, even stuff like that, it kind of had, like, some interesting story beats that you didn't get out of every single superhero movie. Here, it's kind of, yeah, you know, a bunch of superheroes, and they all have their powers, and they're going to fight the big guy at the end. I'm hoping they find a way to add something to that. Again, I think this is going to get a lot more interesting when these 50s characters are forced to interact with the modern day. I think bringing these, if they play on that more, if they play on the idea that these people are, you know, out of time, and all of a sudden they show up in a future where there's trans people, you know, running around, and people are getting piercings and tattoos or whatever. I don't know. Just, you know, people getting transported through time and having to deal with the modern era has always been an interesting plot point, and not something we've really seen in too many superhero movies, if any. So, I don't know. This might just be like, whatever, enjoyable, fun popcorn entertainment. It's not blowing my mind, but maybe it's a superhero movie, so that's what it's supposed to do. What I will say, though, here's the big problem with the Fantastic Four. Why is everybody named after what they are except Mr. Fantastic? Okay? He's the Thing. He's not Mr. Strong. Okay? It doesn't make any sense. Why? I mean, look at this. Sue's a woman who can become invincible.
Who can become invisible. She's the invisible one.
That name makes sense. Yeah.
Johnny is human, yet a torch. So he's the Human Torch, right?
Sure.
And you can stretch your arms like a rubber band. And you've named yourself Mr. Fantastic.
Yes, Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
Just seems a little odd, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody
I don't
else is...
understand the problem. I mean, we're all named after our powers.
Right. But your power is to stretch like a rubber band.
Right? That's why I come up with the idea, Mr. Fantastic. It's a fantastic ability I have.
Right. No one's saying it's not fantastic.
I mean, many people, when they see me stretch, they often use that word, fantastic.
I think what Ben's trying to say, Ben, right, is that we all have fantastic powers, but we're called what we do.
Right.
Yours is stretching.
Maybe Mr.
Stretch guy.
I was thinking Stretch.
But that's my name.
Right, El Stretcho.
El Stretcho.
No, not El Stretcho. No, it's Mr.
That was the great Norm Macdonald, guys. If you've never seen the origin of the Fantastic Four, probably one of the best bits, one of the best comedy sketches that you're ever going to get off a comedy album is arguing, why am I the Human Torch and you're Mr. Fantastic? Why are my abilities not fantastic? Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments what you think about the Fantastic Four. Again, like, I don't hate the Fantastic Four, but they're not as exciting to me as a lot of the other hero teams. And there is this, like, weird, like, kind of 50s nostalgia feel to them where it's like, they're quaint, they're cute. You know, they never kind of felt like they fit in with the modern era of edgy superheroes. You know, once Wolverine and Deadpool and all these other guys started showing up, the Fantastic Four always felt kind of outdated. So it's interesting that they're playing into that and doing a whole 50s thing. And again, I think it's going to be a lot more interesting when they're forced to come to the modern day and contend with that. It would be interesting to see these, you know, quaint 50s characters have to interact with a bunch of, you know, weirdos and morons with mutant powers. We'll see what happens. One more time, guys, I want to remind you, you can check out my Whatnot page. Go to whatnot.com/invite/VitoComedy. You get $15 just for signing up. You don't have to spend it on my shop. You can spend it literally anywhere. I'm streaming there, selling Magic cards, Pokemon cards. You can check out my store. You can actually, if you want to buy just from the store, you can, or you can drop in on a stream and we do live auctions. But again, the Whatnot app, you can get video games. I'll be selling my video games pretty soon. You can see I'm organizing all this stuff over here. So if you want to buy my stuff and get $15 just for signing up, again, use the link in the description, whatnot.com/invite. This is not a sponsorship. This is just me. Literally, I use this platform all the time. I have a ton of fun selling stuff on there. Especially if you're into Magic cards, Pokemon cards, come on by, catch one of my streams. We just open packs and have a real good time. Fantastic Four. I don't understand why people are loving this trailer. They're singing its praises. It seems fine. You know, it doesn't look bad, but I really don't know what to expect from it. It could just, again, they put all the good stuff in the trailer. The actual movie might just be fight. I don't know. Galactus is interesting. Galactus is interesting if you do it right, but you really got to think about it. I mean, you're fighting God, basically. So let's see if they can nail that. I don't know if they can. We'll figure it out. Have fun, guys. Bye-bye.